100 breaststroke from our dual meet on October 31st. We're going to take a look at lane 3, Lily G. Going to play the whole race, and then we'll go back and talk about it afterwards. Okay, so final time of 116. You're out 36.2, back 39.8. What's kind of interesting is you're out 36.2 here in this 100 breaststroke, but your 50 breaststroke on the medley in the same meet was a 35 high, I believe. So either this is a really great first 50 of a race, or we have a lot more speed to get on that medley relay. This is kind of a trend with you in the last few meets and dating back to last season. Um, but having 36 and then 39, I like that we're kind of in the 3 second range. It's really more like 3.5 seconds, so we can get that down to 2 seconds high, 3 second flat. That'd be really great. But since this is end of the meet and everything, I'm okay with those splits. So to the start here, we want to make sure that our hips are higher than our head. I think you have it, maybe they're a little bit higher, but you can kind of extend here a little bit, get those hips in a higher position, and really allow you to jump in a more powerful manner. Make sure we get this thumb with the rest of the fingers. We want all our fingers together to eliminate any tension. Your arms don't do anything for you on the start. They just go straight up into a streamlined position, which is good to be in a streamlined position, but we can afford to really attack those blocks. Think about throwing them behind you and then recovering with the arms. Kind of an underrated thing I haven't noticed before with your start is you do a nice job with this back foot that pushes off the wedge. You carry it high and you create a nice amount of separation right here, and that actually allows you to get a lot of airtime and distance, and it's generating a lot of power. So that's really well done on your start. I don't know if you've been taught that or it's just kind of a natural instinct for you, but that's actually really awesome. Here on the breakout, we are getting a little stuck with our hands at our hips in the shrugging position. We get a little stuck right there. The biggest thing with you, I think your kick is generally fine, but the feel for the water and the actual arm stroke head position, those two things are our biggest setbacks at the moment. So notice here, like you take this sweep in, and then you do kind of like this rainbow motion over the water. Really, like initially, like you're just coming straight up, right? And we want to, as soon as we sweep in, shoot forward. So think about like you don't need to have your whole arm coming out of the water. You can really just have your arms just slicing right through the surface at the top forward instead of doing the above motion. Okay, now taking a look at the turn, you touch the wall, you drive your legs, your head is here ready to push off, but your arms are still catching up. And so now your arms are just a little too late, and it's costing you just a fraction of a second there on the turns. What you want to think about, let me go back just a hair, my way. So as you're, play. So as you're coming into the wall, you want your, like as soon as you touch the wall, bounce off with your hands. And so your hands should be following your head with the fallback. So you touch the wall. If you're turning this way, so your right hand should be out of the water coming with your head, so that when you are here, your hand is already there and you can push off immediately. But now your hand is still on the wall, it's coming off the wall, but your head is approaching the position you want to be in. So it's just a fraction of a second, but there's no reason we're not traveling any distance on the wall. So we need to be on the wall for the least amount of time possible so that we can travel the 100 yards that the race actually requires. All right. And last thing I want to talk about is the head position. So for the most part, let's back up a little bit. So for the most part, it's pretty good. The only thing is, as you are coming out of the water, you look up, and then you hold that position up until about there. And I think that this is the position you want to be through the whole stroke, right? Because you're here, and then you put your head down there, and that's why you're able to have your hips at a pretty high position through that part of the stroke. But then when you look up here, your hips are now dropping way deep in the water. And so we want to make sure we kind of have our head maybe more at a 45-degree angle through the consistency of through the whole entirety of the race, and then as you're in a streamlined position gliding up front, you can be a little more looking straight down, but we don't need our head looking up here through the sweep in and up part of the stroke. And I think that just kind of adds to, right, you're looking up here, your arms are coming up, so that part of the stroke is really inefficient and really holding us back. We got a lot of water resistance right there as well. All right, we got a lot to think about. We have a lot of time. I'm excited to see what you're able to do this year.